Hello, Charlotte. Oh, Fidel. Can you hear me,
Kaari,
Charlotte?
you sound miles away.
I know. Can you see me or hear me?
I can just see you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. So we're on and we're live. Welcome to Say Craft, everyone. Please welcome some of my greatest friends, two of them, Charlotte and Fidel, my baby Fidel. I know it's early for us, but bonsoir to Charlotte. It's in the evening for you.
Bonsoir tout le monde de la France, de la belle France au soleil.
Bon. Charlotte Clement and I have known each other for about 12 years now. And Charlotte was with us from the very beginning when we started our France Getaways. She's our chef in the kitchen. She's our history teacher. She's our language teacher. She is somebody that we've leaned on throughout the years. And if you've ever had one of Charlotte's meals, or if you've ever had a meal with Charlotte, you know that you will learn down to the most minute ingredient, the history and how it changed the world. So thanks for joining us today, Charlotte.
Well, it's so lovely it's so lovely also knowing that you're all out there.
We're out here.
So lonely, stuck in France.
So tell us about life in France right now.
So it's as weird as your life, but because we live in the middle of nowhere, I haven't been out for a month. I have seen very few people apart from online. So the days are very long and we're exceedingly busy, like I'm sure everybody is. You know, having all this time has made us do more and more and more.
Right.
But it's that feeling of being cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you find? How do you find your days? You're not leaving your, wonderful home. You're not leaving the area, really? Are you going down to St. Antonin, or are you able to go to the farmers markets?
So there are no farmers markets as such. Tonight there's a special market for some of the local producers, but you have to queue. You have to sanitize your hands. You have to go through a police check. You have to get a special certificate online.
Right.
So it just takes all the spontaneity out of the whole lovely sort of market. So instead I give a little list to some friends and I just say, put anything green.
Yes.
And then it's a challenge. Stuff comes up and I've been out picking. I just picked the last here of the wild asparagus. That's what Fidel and I have been doing now.
Oh, great. I see them.
So one of my challenges is to make Tom eat something healthy every day that he wouldn't normally eat. So like spinach today at lunchtime, lentils yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And then and he's just saying from down there that he's desperate to eat the pig.
The pig, Miss Imelda is still with you.
Piggy is very much in residence. Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But Tom reckons soon she's going to go to the highest bidder.
Exactly, right? And don't let the neighbors know that you've got her, right?
No. But no, there are companions. So we moved out of the house and we moved to our little cottage in the woods. So we wake up with the cuckoos singing. This morning was the first day that there were the cicadas. So it's a real sign of spring. It's beautiful, beautiful weather.
So nice.
The garden's fantastic. It's getting so tidy because we've got nothing else to do.
Exactly. What's growing in your garden?
What's growing?
Right.
So in the veg garden, I planted radish and lettuce, and the radish will nearly be ready to eat, and then that'll leave space for the lettuce plants.
Right.
And then I've got lots of garlic and leeks. So the garlic at the moment we're eating is ayet, so the fresh garlic.
Right.
So we're making garlic soup and like little steamed garlic and garlic in all the salads. and we can eat as much garlic as we want because we don't see
Right.
anybody. So
That's right. That's right. You're in heaven. I love it. I love it. What is your I spoke to Mogul yesterday and she asked me to ask you this question. What is your go-to meal right now? So if you know, we're sending Tom to the market and you said, we're just going to do a quick go-to meal, a winter meal that you don't even have to think about. What is something that you're making over and over again?
So you get it from us in a salad, but in this time of year, I eat it hot. So because we're busy outside, I just throw some rice and a handful of green lentils into the oven with some water. Leave it there for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then when it's soaked up all the juices and is cooked, then I mix in some fresh rocket, which is arugula, feta, balsamic vinegar, and a bit of soy sauce, and it's delicious.
Any tomatoes or not? Because I think tomatoes are in the summer salad. Okay.
I might have those with a salad, but tomatoes, they're not really tasty yet.
Okay. Okay.
So we'd go for something more like asparagus in the salad, or wild garlic, or grated carrots.
Right.
So so that's my that is my absolute go-to.
Okay. Okay. And that's easy enough. I love your initiative that I think you started with Flora, your daughter, hand to mouth, which is basically the way I like to cook because it's this wonderful set of postcards. I don't know if everyone can see that. This is, one of my favorites. I think this is Marie, the spinner, weaver, dyer. And I think this is Marianne. But I love this initiative that you did. So would you tell everyone just a little bit about it so they understand kind of how you went about it, the type of recipes that you put on these cards, and then what that benefits?
So the postcard started because I got fed up doing the cooking for smart food photography. And we decided to take real food and use our recipes and put them in the hands of the people from the village of Saint Antonin. So those of you who know Saint Antonin have met lots of the hands, and they are the butcher, the baker, the fireman, the doctor, the mayor, the jewelry designer. Everybody's in there.
Right.
And so we just used the recipes that people always said, I'd love to have that recipe. Put them on the cards. So that one's our supermarket, our fantastic Aziz who runs the supermarket.
Right.
Showing some of the cheese pudding. So they're all
I love that one.
They take in the area where people work, so that's on his sugar display. And then Marie Paul, that's the post office lady with the chocolate mendiant. So she's delivering a present. So we thought of what recipes worked with the certain people. And then we created, because I got fed up with cookery books and you just look at them, they date, they're expensive, they get dirty, or mine do anyway, because I can see which ones I like the best because they've got covered in food.
Right.
And we thought, actually, let's make something that's really cheap and that you can share easily, and you can just have a recipe if you just like one recipe, or you can send a memory off to somebody on a postcard. So that's what we did. Rather than making a cookery book, we put them all on postcards, and each year we do more. And so we update them, and there are more people that come to the village, more creators who start, and then the money that we get from them we try and give back to people. So if there are young, not necessarily young, but artisans starting up, it could be somebody like we've had somebody who wanted a flock of sheep, and so we helped them with fencing and water. It could be buying business cards or creating business cards, but we try to fund people who are setting up.
Right.
And now even more so, it's going to be really tricky.
Right.
And even though there are government aids, it's the people who can't qualify for those because they weren't earning the right amount of money, but that will find it really, really hard to get started up again. So that's, we're going to be able to give what we call in France a coup de pouce, which is just a little helping hand.
Kutubus. I love that. I love that. Well, we've got a handful of sets that we've of yours online, and anyone interested can purchase a set online. And then once Charlotte is able to get to the post office and send out more, she'll send more over to us. And so we'll continue to carry your cards and support that initiative, because I think it's really wonderful in a very, hands-on way. You and Flora just kind of came up with it, and then you approached all your friends, and you kind of figure out what meal is right for them, and then you shoot it. So I love seeing all the new sets. So that's great, Charlotte. Listen.
So that's what.
Yeah.
They're just saying that's what we did, and now we'll wait and see when we can go out and do some more. But
right. Speaking of that, I know this summer is coming up, and it's looking more and more like we're not going to see each other, which just breaks my heart, because I mean, you're part of my family. I see you every year, and we sit in the kitchen, and we, tell stories, and we drink, and we do everything, we're supposed to do, as well as run these French retreats. And so I'm going to miss you, but I hope that, if John and I get the opportunity to run over there, of course, we'll come over and see you and Tom and see the garden. And I'm just wondering if, between now and then, if you'd be interested in kind of giving us little food demos or little food talks once in a while, or language lessons, just for us to kind of keep up with you and check in with you every once in a while.
I would love it, Kaari, because I have to have my glass of wine now because it's a parenting time, and it's
cheers. Right.
Mm-hmm. Because I think, for me, I need that incentive. I need to be able to carry on creating stuff, because Tom's fine, but we've got at least another month here of a lockdown without being able to go out.
Exactly.
And then after that, we don't know afterwards. He's created a new kitchen for me outside in the barn.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Yes.
With a dishwasher and cupboards.
Really?
So really? Stuff out there.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just, there are little things like that make me well up. I was washing, Fidel and I did a huge walk today, and he got covered in burrs. And I was washing him and thinking, oh, Kaari will be able to stroke you, to brush you like she
I used to do it every day. I used to do it every day, and I'd hide the brush so nobody else could do it. Oh, Fidel.
So
Fidel.
It would just be me, but
right.
Yeah, I would love that. And if people wanted to, have some French vocabulary, well,
yes,
everybody's learning stuff at the moment. Everybody's got time to learn. Why don't we try and incorporate a bit of learning? Doing recipes is the best way to learn a language, because you've got all the vocabulary for life in there. So perhaps just to incorporate a bit of French.
I love it. I love that idea.
Yeah. It would be great, and do some recipes which go with the seasons, whatever comes up my drive. I swapped Flora's horse yesterday for some artichokes and some spinach. That was a good swap.
For how long? For how long?
I guess.
Yeah,
the idea was the people who were going a sculpture, one of the hands, who's a lovely sculptress, and she has a teenage daughter who's at home and has nobody to talk to. And I know that the husband goes out sort of secretly, because people fill in forms, and then some people put different times and dates. So he goes around the back lanes, was going to somewhere where he could get vegetables. And I said, you give me vegetables, you can have the horse. So we had the first artichokes yesterday, but they were, we've lost our lawnmower. So
I love it. I just saw a quick question from Lucy, and she was asking about the preserved lemons that we made last fall in Vermont. And she said she just took her jar out, and would it still be good?
I just made some today, Lucy. Literally, that was one of the things. I do so many things during the day. Yes, it will still be good. They will be really soft by now. but they're preserved because you've got the lemon juice and the salt, so nothing can go wrong with them. And then just, they won't have, if they were made last year, they won't have much crunch left to them. But they will be the most fantastic thing to put into any sauce because they'll just melt down, putting the salt in and putting the lemon flavor. And if you mix them into a dressing, again, you'll have that lovely sort of Middle Eastern-y sort of lovely flavor mixed with that and garlic. Be delicious. Yeah.
Those are your preserved lemons.
Yeah.
And you made those, you demoed it last fall in Vermont, but if anybody, I know in California, we are just laden with lemons right now because all our citrus trees are blooming. But would you do a quick walkthrough of how to do the preserved lemons? Because it's fairly easy.
Take you right into the kitchen and get my jar of lemons.
Oh, nice.
That I did this morning. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we come out.
Perfect.
Because I'll just, while I'm doing that, I should just show you, if you'd like to see, to show you how green it is all of a sudden.
Oh,
isn't that
beautiful.
amazing?
Beautiful.
It was a
beautiful.
week ago, there wasn't a leaf on the trees, and then all of a sudden it just went.
Wow.
So, here
great.
is the jar of lemons.
Can we hold it up for us one more time, just so we see it?
I'm going to put the camera there.
Perfect. That's it.
And so what I did is, here is Leah. Did you, tu as ramené le cheval? Tu l'emmènes? So this is the taker of the horse, the giver of the artichokes.
Oh,
she's brought back some rapunchels. So this is Leah, who's an incredible sculptress.
Bonsoir, Leah.
She's brought back some rapunchels, which is another form of wild asparagus, and the horse. So she's gonna get. Tu peux aller le chercher. Je fais un live en Amérique là.
Je te laisse juste ça.
Ok, super. Super. Okay, so back to
Merci.
I'm useless at the filming thing, but this is all I did. I took a lemon, I split it. Can you see here? I split it into 4. I left it whole.
Okay.
And then I filled that cavity with salt.
Okay.
So here, this was done this morning. So you can see at the bottom here, you can see the salt. Can you see that? So I filled that with salt. Then I filled the rest of the jar. I covered the salt and the lemon with lemon juice. So that there was no, now I've gone and resurfaced it, but there was no air left. And then the lemons that had made the juice, I also put them in as well. Does that make sense?
So no peeling of the lemons.
No peelings, but I made sure that they were unwaxed. I used organic unwaxed lemons.
Okay.
So that you can, because what you're going to be eating is the skin.
Right, right.
So this will be left, and because I'm at home all day, I've got plenty of time to look at my lemons. I've got my sourdough mother. I'm feeding that. I'm doing all these things. I'm being the most incredible domestic goddess here because I've got so much time.
I love it.
I'll be able to keep an eye on this. And normally I would sort of shake the jar once or twice a week, but actually because I'm going to be seeing it every day, the salt will dissolve in the lemon juice, and this will be in about 2 weeks. It'll start to be edible. In about 4 weeks, it'll be perfect for the salad. But what will happen is, even now with all the salt and the lemon juice, I can feel it sort of decomposing. So this inside of the lemon here, I will be able to take away from the skin, because that's what absorbs all the salt.
Okay,
throw away, when it's finished, you throw away the inside of the lemon and you use the skin. So the skin is used for either seasoning or as a flavoring, well, both. And then what I do after that, so once I've opened the jar and started using it, I actually then fill the jar with olive oil, because then I have the lemons preserved in olive oil and a lemony olive oil that I then use in my dressings and my cooking.
Okay, okay. What kind of salt are you using?
So, I'm using what's called gros sel, which is the crystal salt.
Okay.
You can use normal table salt. It's any salt. But I buy, when I go to either the Mediterranean or the Atlantic, I buy salt in sort of like 10 or 15 kilo tubs to make all my herb salts.
Okay.
So I've got these huge, great big things of gros sel. But perhaps next time we speak, we can make some herb salts, because it's perfect time of the year before all the herbs are going to seed. At the moment, I'm just chopping up lots of the last bits of parsley, the new bits of sage, and making those into herb salts as well.
Nice, nice.
So,
okay,
yeah,
turn the camera back on you.
So, yeah,
turn the camera back on you.
Here we
Thank
go.
you.
There I
Perfect, perfect. Okay, thank you so much for that quick demo, though, Charlotte. That turned out perfectly, and thanks, Lucy, for asking about it, because it seemed like it was meant to happen. Good synergy there. I love it.
Yeah, and it's so not complicated. So it's a fantastic thing to make now while we've got time, while we've got lemons. And then, for example, with these lovely things that Leah just brought from the hedgerow, so she will have picked these, I don't know how, yeah, she will have picked these on her way through. These are called repunchos, and they are really bitter, but you boil them up, so they're a cousin of the wild asparagus.
Okay.
But you boil them up a few times, make them into a salad, and a bit of the confit lemon in some butter or some olive oil with this would just be fantastic.
I don't think I've ever had those. Tell me again what the name is, so I can.
This is called a repunchos.
Repunchos.
And it's very much, if you come this time through to about sort of mid-May, anywhere in Europe, and you drive along the road, you see bottoms, because there are all these peasants leaning over trying to get their free food. Spain, everybody's out on the hedgerows. Italy's everybody's out in the hedgerows.
Yeah.
And now, because normally up along our lane, there's people all the time, this time of year coming, but nobody's allowed out. They're not allowed more than 1 kilometer away from home.
Right.
So there's all this food for free just for us. But it's a shame, because it's this time of year that people really start to go out and start to gather. So, but no, so that's what this time of year you haven't been here, which is why you've had the domestic asparagus, which starts really in the next couple of weeks. Whereas this is the wild asparagus, you know as soon as you hear the cuckoo that it's ready.
Got it. So that's your signal.
Message
I love that.
Yeah, that's the message from nature.
And I love the image, how you said all the bottoms, you know, that's all you see, because I can just see all the farm women, you know, in their farm dresses, leaning over, you know, and picking this and having their basket nearby and filling it up. That's the countryside in France. I love that.
You can see my very basic basket I made for picking my hedgerow stuff.
Now, is that one of your...
that off this afternoon.
Is that one of your willow baskets?
I just finished it. Yeah, I finished it this afternoon. It's very, very rough.
I love it though.
But I hadn't decided what it was going to be. And it's actually going to be my hedgerow basket, because I can put it on a bike if I go up the drive.
Sure.
Or I can take it out on my back, or I can just carry it into the vegetable garden. So
let's look at the bottom of that basket. Let's look at the bottom of that basket. Yes, I want to see let me see the bottom of that basket. Oh, nice. Oh, you got it. It's reinforced well. Beautiful.
Yes, but yeah, you could just get away with cherries, but nothing too fine.
Right. Maybe not my plums.
It was
maybe
really
not my plums.
I started the bottom of it ages ago because we've got all the hay bales in the barn, and I sit on the hay bales and I stop weaving, and then I go on to something else, and it's my way of keeping an eye on Tom when he's working on the kitchen.
That's right.
So
That's
I'm
right.
busy.
When will you cut the willow? Like the willow that you've got growing beyond the house. When will you cut that?
This is already cut. So
okay.
I cut that just before lockdown, really, in about
okay. Early spring.
Beginning of March. Yeah.
Okay.
It was,
okay.
yeah, beginning of March I cut that. And then now there's some hazel that I will cut because I'm going to make some big spheres to go out in the woods. Every day, I think I told you on the messages, every day I go out into the woods and I wrap a stone with a little piece of fabric from all the fabric that you left, and I wrap it around my string and I tie it to a tree, and then make a wish, a prayer out to all the people that I love to keep them safe and to keep them happy. And so one of my trees, it has now 30 stones on it, covered
Such
with
a
all
nice
these
idea.
beautiful fabrics. And then I'm going to do another tree. I'm going to make some spears of willow and put those on another tree. So by the time you come, I should have an absolute sculpture walk to go on.
It'll be beautiful. I love it. I love it.
But you got to be on that first plane out.
We will be. I promise. I promise. Well, Charlotte, it's been really nice talking to you. I love checking in with you and being there at your home and seeing the green and all the animals. So let's do this again. And next time I think we should meet Tom and Imelda. I think it's time. And I'll check in with you in a couple days and see if we can set something up maybe for next Thursday.
Yes, and it was lovely to speak to you, and lots of love to everybody.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Santé, bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Bonne journée.
Merci. Au revoir. Okay.